The slime mould is attributed with ideas of intelligence, primitive intelligence, but it is making decisions.
I think we wanted to show that science and arts actually are not diametrically opposed. There is quite a lot of relationship between them. We knew that there isn't really a tradition of independent science filmmaking, so in the UK we have the BBC do a lot of TV documentaries, TV science, but outside of TV you don't get a lot, and I don't like the TV approach because I find it quite patronising. It's too over-explanatory, and it's presenter-led, it's very dialogue heavy. And all of these things we consciously rejected. So that's why we said, we're not going to do it in a TV ratio, we're going to do it in widescreen, we're going to make it look beautiful. We've got all the material we need here in the UK. We've got the forests, we've got the slime moulds. We knew that slime moulds were very visual, the way they move, in time lapse. So we thought long and hard about how we were going to make the film look, and came across this idea of making it look like a 70s science fiction movie, so like the Andromeda Strain, Phase 4, the Hellstrom Chronicle. It took 3 years to make, and we were looking for financing for all that time, and when we had time we'd go and shoot an interview. In the meantime, while we were looking for funding, I was doing the ongoing research, reading a lot. Tim had a whole load of slime moulds in his kitchen that he was seeing how he could get really good footage of. So I think we benefited from this period of time where we were actually waiting for money to come through. And Tim is actually an animator as well as a filmmaker, so he always talks about the slime moulds as being an animation material. It's something that you film in time lapse, and you can control it by coaxing it into forming various patterns with oat flakes. So it's like an animation medium. And I was thinking about that term animation. It means anima, giving something a soul.
Not animal, not vegetable, not fungi. Slime mould.
Dit is eigenlijk een hele goede basis om te begrijpen wat film nou doet.
droplets of silicon oil that were being levitated on sound waves.
The two great loves of my life in terms of work are the arts and the sciences. When we think of dating sites, we think of whole other kinds of dating, and yes, we are going to talk about that.
Scientists are serial daters, so it's a great format to meet scientists.
Sometimes it's boring to talk to your colleagues in a way, because it's nice to get the fresh perspective, because there always are blind spots in your field.
So for me, Eric was something like a god, and then he showed up
Eric,
at our event.
I needed to get out of the heavy structures of fiction filmmaking, so I just jumped into it. I was offered this project, and I jumped on the idea of traveling around the world and looking at how smell affects us. But I quickly became scared of, like, how do you talk about smell and make it compelling in a story? So I had to kind of use a human that had a yearning and give and live the sense of smell through her. And her name was Molly Birnbaum, and she's actually a character who lost her sense of smell at a certain point in her life.
When I hit my head, my brain bounced. It severed all of these neurons. Zero. I could smell nothing.
And she talks about her quest for trying to get back that sense. And I guess that was one of the key moments where I was reassured that we could do a film about the sense of smell, which we can't smell in a theater. The only way to give an idea of to talk about smells on an emotional level was to use the characters in our film, use their emotion, how they react to smells, to kind of transpose their emotion, transpose the actual physicality of smelling with the emotionality of the characters reacting to smells. Yeah. And I think that through that, since it was such a high challenge, we really struggled hard and were able to find really interesting characters, I think, which gave this film, which in a way kind of twisted the film. It's not a scientific film about our sense of smell. It's more of a reflection about a sense of smell. It doesn't intend to be rational in a way. It's curiosity about. It feels important, but I don't know exactly why it is, and that's kind of how the smell is. Our sense of smell is. It's something that you can't understand on an intellectual level. It's more something that's on an emotional level that we understand it.
One day, there was a smell. I would later learn that phantom smells is something that's very common. It made me feel like, maybe there was hope.